Good morning also from my side. Thank you for having me here. I'd like to talk with you about how are we able to empower the digital sector into digital transformation, construction sector, of course. And in my opinion, is education, is training, is the worldwide certification, open BIM certification, a way we need to go. Who am I? My name is Merz. I am from Berlin, Germany, and I'm head of education center for a company named DEUBIM. My background is quite mixed. I'm architect, civil engineer, economist. I'm able to have good discussions with myself. And in 2011, I got the great chance, I got a scholarship for Stanford University. Means in 2011, I got my first contact with building information modeling. And meanwhile, in my job as head of education center, I'm member of several committees of VDI. This is the Association of German Engineers, committees of BuildingSMART Germany, and furthermore, I'm German representative in the working group in professional certification. Talking about DEUBIM, who are we? We are a company located in Berlin and Düsseldorf, Germany, and our vision is we would like to help, we would like to support the construction sector on the way to digital transformation. By this, we are having several departments, education and training. This is literally me and my colleagues. I have colleagues consulting companies, organizations on their way to getting more and more digital. And we are having our architects and general planners from Postsphere doing BIM in the application work. But enough from me, enough from the company. First, I'd like to start with a question, how digital are we today? And I was always wondering when talking about digitalization, I got the feeling some people are feeling it came overnight. And I was wondering, why are they feeling that way? No, it didn't. To me, it was normal. And maybe still, it's not 100% wrong. And this is why I would like to ask you a question. I just learned over the weekend that hurling and Gaelic football is bigger here. Still, I'm from Germany, I'm talking about football, the normal one for me. Do you remember the World Cup 2006? We had the great pleasure in Germany to host that event, and Italy won in the end still. Question to the audience, do you remember which was the mobile app you used most during that World Cup? No ideas? Most answers are like, it's maybe a betting platform or football results, maybe it's pizza delivery or public transport, but actually no, 2008 it was when mobile apps like we know them, like we use them today, were started. So it is only 10 years ago we started with mobile apps, and I'm sorry, within those 10 years lots changed. I mean, my alarm is my mobile, I'm looking up public transport, I'm buying tickets with my mobile, I'm ordering food, I'm paying with my mobile. So within 10 years, so much changed, and I wonder why aren't we able, or why weren't we able to bring this digital life also into our working world? Because obviously there are some advantages. But when talking about new developments, new methods, specifically in our case, digital transformation, digital transition, it's always necessary to know the status quo, because we first need to know where are we standing so we know where can we go to. And if we have a look at the digitization index, it's actually a German chart. Oh, I'm sorry, wild clicking. Then we can see that the construction sector got quite of a kind of a digital backlog. Only scientific and technical service are behind us. So when comparing with the other industries, we can see that we are a bit behind. And furthermore, there is something else. There is a big productivity gap. Because looking at that chart shows us that even our productivity improvement did not even increase, but rather decreased. especially when we compare it to the manufacturing industry. So even when our economy concerning construction is quite active right now, it's busy. I just heard it's the same in Ireland as it is in Germany. We need to ask ourselves, why do we see that gap at this space? Because right now, while a high number of industry sector is turning into a more and more digital working world, we are facing a rather slow and deferred transformation towards digitization. And this is, again, we need to ask us, why are we doing so? And at least in Germany, new developments in the construction sector often meet a reserve. In Germany, there are about 2.5 million people in the planning, constructing and operating sector, but more than 80% of them are working in companies with less than 7 employees. And it's very specialized, it's very fragmented. And when it came to BIM in Germany, in the beginning, it was like, do we really need this? Do we really need to make a change? Because it's always, as Georgina said before, it's change management. Are there maybe some costs coming? Software, education, training? Is BIM maybe just a flash in the pan? So in Germany we were waiting, and also our government was waiting. But then we were watching other countries and other countries' industries, like the Nordics, for example, becoming more and more digital in the construction industry. And suddenly something happened in Germany. Maybe you heard of German angst. It's our fear of missing something. Are we missing something? Are we maybe too late? And suddenly there came an uproar, and the uproar came from bottom up. It was the industry in Germany who said, oh, we need to get more digital. And after that, the government followed. So it's not like in the UK where government started, let's get more digital, and then industry followed. In Germany, it was like I heard, as it is in Ireland, it's otherwise around. So after a while, the government followed, and we got something you have as well. We got a roadmap, and I don't need to tell you a lot about digital roadmaps. I've seen it here, I've seen it here. You got a quite impressive one, scheduled up to 2021. So this is ours. It doesn't look as nice as yours. We've already seen it. It was after the market was really, or industry, really screaming for getting more and more digital. It was our government of transport and infrastructure setting up that roadmap, 3 steps from 2015 to 2020, starting with pilot projects, continuation of step 1's pilot projects, and from 2020 on widespread implementation. And these roadmaps are bringing me back to my topic, because inter alia, the ministry in Germany was requesting a verifiable proof of competence when working with BIM, and therefore a comparable and standardized certificate for everyone working with BIM. And everyone working with BIM means all parties within the construction sector. So actually, we had one little problem, because there weren't any deeper thoughts on how a certificate might look like, a certificate for everyone in the construction industry. So how can there be one certificate for everyone? Because building information modeling, as you know, is a method which concerns everyone along the value chain of planning, constructing, operating. If not today, then at least in the very near future. And working with BIM is very complex, as many professions are working close together, whether it's architect, structural engineer, facility manager, supplier, contractor, MEP, name it. They all have to work closer together. And with BIM, it's not going to be less complex, as we have to go much deeper into communication, as we have to go much deeper into collaboration. We are modeling, and we are adding a big variety of information into models. We are taking off analysis, for example, for time cost estimations. And we want to take the model to the field, and we want to keep consistent information we generated into the operation phase. So it's getting more and more complex, so we still need a common language. We need to have a common knowledge base. We need to be able to talk to each other. I need to understand what the other ones want from me. You need to understand what I'm telling you concerning my BIM requirements. So this is a common knowledge base we simply need to have, and this concerns two things. It concerns openness and it concerns words. Openness because we need to work over professions, over construction phases, over different softwares. And words because we need to have that same language. And this same language might be a basic knowledge base we are having for working together. So how did it go on in Germany? As I mentioned, the government didn't say how a certificate might look like. We are having several relevant BIM committees in our country. DIN, it's like NSAI here, it's our national standardizer. We are having BDI, it's Association of German Engineers, also a standardizer. And there are buildingSMART International and buildingSMART Germany. Those four might be responsible for kind of certificate. And it was our engineers starting it. It was already in 2015, so before December 2015 our roadmap was published, that the Association of German Engineers, VDI, founded several committees concerning building information modeling. One of them concerns BIM qualification. So several goals with it. First, it's representing the German opinion in the international standardization concerning qualifications. And the second is definition of the necessary knowledge base when working with building information modeling. But now one very important question: are national solutions sufficient? This timeline shows when countries implemented building information modeling, and no, you cannot see Germany on that timeline. We still have time till 2020, as our roadmap is saying. But as I mentioned, openness. Openness does not only mean openness concerning national markets, softwares, collaboration. Furthermore, across borders, because national solutions are short-term thinking. Our world is globalized. We are working on international markets, and a consistent international language is necessary in form of a common knowledge base, at least concerning terminology, at least concerning processes. And for Ireland, I just read that Irish exports level per capita is 7 times higher than in the USA, so openness on international markets seem to be important for you as well. So the question whether international consistent BIM certification was necessary was also asked by buildingSMART International. buildingSMART International is a non-governmental, non-profit organization, and they were founded for more than 20 years ago, and always the goal was a model-based planning, constructing and operating 20 years ago already. And they were doing a market research beginning of 2016. Do we need an international consistent BIM certification? And more than 1% said yes. Because we need to think of, in the last years, more and more market, more and more industries, more and more countries get quicker and quicker towards digitization of the construction industry. Still, there are so many confusing moments when it comes to terminology. Is it LOG or LOD or LOI, LOIN, LOX? It comes to confusion when it comes to processes. So we said, yes, an international BIM certification is necessary, so we are able to work together, even across borders. Then it was beginning of 2016 that certification program of buildingSMART International was founded. In the beginning, we were 8 experts from UK, Ireland, Germany, Switzerland, Spain, Korea, Japan, Canada, Norway. And we came together to develop and coordinate a certification program. Why did we do so? There were several requirements. I was talking about consistent terminology, consistent processes. We need to have consistent understanding. And then we wanted to have verifiable, qualified BIM professionals. We wanted to be able to compare the competence level, whether you are an industry organization and are looking for new employees, or whether you're looking for project partners. And for this, we wanted to create a global benchmark for the content of teaching. So we defined our scope of work concerning certification. buildingSMART International went as a program initiator and point of contact for the national chapters. Your chapter, UK, Ireland, our chapter, for example, chapter of Germany. We wanted to develop minimum requirements on teaching content. We were 8 countries, and we wanted to find the lowest common denominator in teaching content all around the world. Japan, Canada, Ireland, Germany. We wanted to standardize that teaching content and that certification. And we wanted to have a dissemination of an open BIM certification. Open BIM, openness all the time. It has to go across softwares, across different solutions. And in the end, we said we would like to develop a testing tool so we are able to test employees. We want to test individuals for their BIM knowledge. Who is it aimed at? Individuals would like to learn, and I'm not talking about students, I'm not talking about the ones, the digital natives in their 20s. I'm talking about the people who are having already a big experience concerning planning, constructing, operating, but getting them more digital, not telling them everything is new, but look here, those are methods which are to improve our work. It's for industry organizations, as I said, hiring new people or looking for other project partners. We were aiming at training organizations and of course the buildingSMART chapters, because the chapters who want to implement a certification program get every support they want from buildingSMART International. So it was September, October last year we came up with a learning outcome framework. Learning outcome framework containing of 5 modules covering that lowest common denominator worldwide. What is it all about? For those who are having a certificate should know and should understand what is BIM, what is BIM-specific terminology, all those acronyms. They should recognize it, and they should know why is BIM needed. They should recognize the advantage of BIM, especially compared to traditional project delivery, just as Georgina showed in several charts. It's about understanding project information development cycle. How are we generating informations? How are we exchanging? How are we maintaining? What are we using it for? It's about recognizing the need for open solutions, and in the end also we should be able to identify our capability in working with BIM. Our capability, so we need to know, or we know where we can improve. Also the capability of project partners. So those were 5 modules, but I told you that the Association of German Engineers was working as well. And 2 months later, that draft standard of VDI came out. It's about BIM qualifications. What were we facing in Germany now? What could happen? There's buildingSMART International, and they are delivering a BIM certificate. There's VDI, and maybe there's a BIM certificate coming. Maybe the work was doubled. In worst case, it's contradictory, something we definitely did not want to happen. What did we do? We put buildingSMART Germany, our chapter, in between. So we were able to have a continuous comparison of the BSI, LOF, and the VDI standard. So buildingSMART International published the Learning Outcome Framework, and all the content went into our national standard. But not only all the content, there's something else. Because I guess here several engineers, you know the Euro codes, EN 1990 to 1999. And as you know, every country got its specific. Euro codes are for Ireland and Germany and Iceland and Spain and Finland and Malta. And every country got its specifics, and those specifics are a national annex. And we are specific in our construction industries. So we created the National Module 6. It concerns national laws, it concerns national standards, contracts, etc. And with those now 6 modules, we went on and said, we need to have approval requirements. Germany is quite big in bureaucracy, so we created 10 different documents for approving training organizations concerning syllabus, trainers, the organizations themselves. Right now they are on their way to get translated into English, so all the other chapters are able to use them. And we went on. We are the provider of an online assessment tool. Every country has an access to an online assessment tool, the testing tool in the end of a course, and are the provider of the certificate. So all the work is almost done so far for having an individual qualification course. And we are the contact partner for the public authorities. So how long did it take us? Quite long, I have to say. We've seen it's many processes, many organizations, several loops. It was really iterative, but it was 18th of April when you officially launched the program in Germany and said, okay, we are going to get that certification started, because there are many certificates, I guess, here as well. There are certificates of software vendors, there are certificates of several universities, but there is not the one comparable certificate so far, and we said we are committing with buildingSMART Germany. We want to officially launch the program of professional certification. Right now it's ongoing. The first course providers are going to get approved in Germany so far, and we estimate that by third quarter or fourth quarter this year, the first individuals can be certified. Still, we are talking about the basic knowledge, the language course, the English A1, A2 course. There's more, there's professional knowledge, and this is about coordinating, this is about managing, this is about the different users, the different professions we are having. And this needs to be developed as well, but we just got the basic knowledge, or the professional knowledge. We are still working. I don't think it's only Germany. I'm afraid it's hard to see. The big green dot is Canada. Those are the chapters of buildingSMART who already said this program is what we would like to have. This program is something we want to implement in our countries, and at the same time as Germany is implementing the program, Norway is having it as well. Spain is following in a short time. Also Italy, Canada, Switzerland, Japan, South Korea, the little dots on the right, and also UK ISET, the professional certification program, the certificate which is for everyone along the value chain of planning, constructing, operating, is useful for us, so that we can work with it. We are aiming to implement it. So we are having a standardized certificate for everyone, and we are having a worldwide solution. Thank you.